And we talked about having a special guest on the show. It is high political season, and I know people get pissed when we dip our toe into the political waters.
And so we're not even going to do that.
We're not going to do it, but we thought the next best thing is to bring on someone who might be able...
A political pundit in his own right.
He is political on many... And
a former governor.
Former governor of the state of Minnesota and a friend of our show, although I say friend, although I'm sure he would... disagree
maybe.
Jesse, the mind and the body Ventura.
Why are you sure that I would disagree with you, Jason?
That's Randy. You're disagreeing with the fact that I said you would disagree with me, which means you're agreeing with me.
Maybe I've always enjoyed coming on this program as a public forum. Maybe Randy knows.
That's Jason.
That's
Jason.
That's all right.
Mr. Ventura, I have to say, Governor Ventura, what did you...
I don't have access to other podcasts.
Okay,
Hey,
all right. Well, we keep you the pipeline open. What did you think of the debate when you saw, or even the first two debates? Like, what would you have done if you were like put in there? Remember when Ross Perot was in the debates, the presidential debates?
Why couldn't you be in there?
Why couldn't you be an independent candidate?
That's an excellent question that I've been asking.
You've been asking.
The reason is that there's a corporation for presidential debates. I've seen the documents.
Okay.
Have you seen the documents, Randy?
That's
I'm Jason, and no, I have not.
Let me ask you, Jason, have you seen the documents?
No, I've not.
I've monitored the documents.
You've monitored the documents, and what
I've
are the
downloaded the PDF files.
Okay, good.
You've used Adobe Acrobat Reader to
For
read...
the personal digital files.
Yes,
I
you
have.
did.
I've examined the documents.
But now, what kind of a computer do you have? Do you have like a Commodore 64? What do you have? What do you have?
No, I think he has an Apple. An Apple
I
IIc.
have an Apple IIc. That's exactly correct.
Fully functional and working, right?
It's fully functional. I play a very primitive open the door game.
That's perfect. Well, is there one candidate that you favor over the other, or who do you think?
I'm going to
I
assume you
favor
hate
the
them all.
candidates who are being suppressed by the mainstream media.
Ralph Nader?
Jill Stein, Rocky Anderson, Gary Johnson. They're not allowed in the debates. Why is that?
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr is a friend of mine. I don't agree with her on any of the issues, but I agree that her voice should be amplified.
Yes, okay. Well, how come you didn't try and cut in and like pirate?
How do you know that I didn't try to cut in, Jason?
I don't know. It's Randy. How do you know that? How did you not try and cut in from the compound down in Mexico? You could have cut.
I was on the ground. I marched up and bellowed up to the front of the building.
Yeah, and you said they didn't let you.
They didn't let me in. They could put over a smattering of applause.
Well, now when you were on Piers Morgan got to the issue of
And suggested that perhaps, he asked why you weren't running and suggested that perhaps you might be running.
Well, that's an excellent question that you're raising, Randy, right now.
That's Jason.
And I want to make it clear right now, maybe I am running for president.
You heard it.
How would you know if I'm not running for president?
I don't. And that's the
Simply
question.
because you haven't heard about it on the mainstream media.
So you're saying the mainstream media has a bias against you?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if they did, it would look exactly like this if I were running for president.
That's all right. So if you run for president,
And how do you know that I'm running for president?
you just suggested that you might be.
I allowed the possibility.
Okay, so
Are you saying that when you look at Schrodinger's cat, that the way that you suppose it could be is the way it is?
No.
It could be anyway.
It could be
I've
anyway.
looked at Schrodinger's cat.
You
And
looked it dead in the eyes.
He's neither dead nor alive. He's sickly and in serious need of medical attention.
Okay, all right. Well, then, hey, I mean, look, every situation, and I think what we sort of understand when we bring you on the show is that every situation does need to be looked at in various ways, and the ideas that you have about something and your preconceived notions should be jumbled up a little bit. Am I right?
I think that what we need is honest voices who are out there not influenced by corporate money. Are you a supporter of corporate money, Jason?
Yes, and I'm actually Randy.
No, that's Jason.
Oh, I am Jason.
You're now confusing us. He's confusing us as to who we are.
And no, I'm not a supporter of...
How do you know I'm not right? Maybe I saw the documents.
Maybe
you were switched at birth.
We were switched at one point.
We'll reveal a very deep story about our lives. When we were 6 weeks old, our mother took us to the
The only way
doctor.
she could tell us apart, Governor Ventura, was by the color of the diaper pin that we had on. This is a true story. And
6 weeks old.
took us for our
looking at
checkup, and the nurse gave us back to my mom after the checkup, had put Pampers on us with the tape over things. And so...
And handed her the pins.
Diaper pins in the other way. She put us up on the couch.
And this is in a municipal hospital in St. Louis.
Yes, it is.
In the early 1970s.
That's right.
72.
I was there. I was in St. Louis.
You were?
Wrestling at the Chase.
I was up against George the Animal Steel.
He used to...
Harley race.
Yep, I was going 4 falls in the Chase.
Yeah, at
and
the
let me
Chase.
tell you,
Yeah.
maybe I volunteered as a male nurse.
To switch us around?
Yep.
So that we could have this moment today where you could tell us...
How do you know that I could see forward to this moment?
Because you really seem like
of anyone we've ever interviewed, I think you'd be the one who would do that. But I do think we never actually. Our father came home and said, "That's Randy, that's Jason."
So we've never done like the actual footprinting, or we should do that.
DNA test.
You should go all the way to the top. Maybe you'll uncover some explosive evidence.
About what? 9/11?
Sklar brothers were the inside brothers.
We're the inside brothers. We're the inside brothers in our mom.
All right. Well, let's take this stance. Let's say you don't run.
Why are you going to assume that?
I'm not assuming it, but I'm just
I don't know
hypothetically saying you don't run, and you are forced to make a decision between who's running for president right now. Who do you vote for?
When suddenly am I living in a Stalinist system?
No, you're not.
Where I'll be taken to a kulak if I don't choose to vote for the ruling power.
But if you had to vote for the two men who are debating,
you may abstain.
But I'm saying if he has to, let's put him on the spot. If you have to vote for one of these two guys, who do you choose?
I would hang myself with a hanging Chad. I would hang myself from the top rope with a hanging Chad and protest.
Top rope. Well, okay.
I'm not above politically motivated suicide.
No, you're not.
If you ran, what would your first thing be to do to change in this country? If you became the president, walked in the Oval Office, said, "I've got a pen.
First order of business.
I can make the changes that I want to make." What would be the very first thing you would do?
January 2013, you walk in the Oval Office.
First of all, I demand that the doors be taken down and we have pyrotechnics put in. So whenever I enter the Oval Office, boom, there's a musical splash and some pyrotechnics. Yeah. I'm going to take an official picture with a feather boa.
Yes. Sure. You have to.
And day one, I'm going to send a message to the drones. And I'm going to say, you're not flying anymore.
What?
I'm not flying them.
You're
not flying drones
That's
anymore. Number one.
All right. So who do you want to fly over the airspace to check out what's going on? Regular people?
I'll monitor it myself.
You'll monitor.
I have small-bodied aircraft.
And then who?
Are you telling me, Randy, that you've never been in a small-bodied aircraft?
First of all, I am Randy, so you got it right. And
maybe I got it wrong.
Wrong. Maybe he knows from being.
I don't know right now who I am.
There's so much that he can do right now. He is really putting a mind Jedi trick on us all.
He is. He makes.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe
these are not the governors you wish to harass.
That's right. That's it. I believe.
All I'm saying is that when you get in that voter box, it's you and the ballot. We still have a secret ballot here.
Thank God.
And it's up to you. Maybe if you want to write in a voice who's not there.
You could write in Governor Jesse Ventura as perhaps the new president of the United States.
Well, I'll say this.
And you go ahead. I don't want to step on your time.
I certainly don't want to step on your time. I was just going to say, if it doesn't work out with the presidency of the United States,
you could be the president of Scarborough Country.
There it is.
Well, maybe I'm already running.
Yeah, he could be running.
Are you asking for a Sherman-esque statement on the presidency of Scarborough Country?
Sure.
Give a short statement. The last thing we'll do, give a short statement about the presidency of Scarborough
What you will do as president of Scarborough Country.
I will not seek the office, but if elected, I will serve.
Love that.
That's all he needs to say.
I love that.
Write in my name with a thick black marker.
Okay.
And write in whatever middle nickname you feel like. The governor, the body, the brain.
The brain.
There it is.
Just so we can have a lawsuit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There it is.
That's a good idea. Jesse Ventura. Wow.